So, I am GRES, G-R-E-S, and I thank you for taking the time to look at this video. Please do hit the subscribe and notification bell if you would like. Keeps you in tune, in touch as to when I upload a video. And we're in Westchester County. We're in Hawthorne, New York. About New York City, about 70 miles outside of New York City. We are north of New York City, towards the Connecticut area, and we are visiting the grave of someone very important. Important in the sense of his name transcends. And it's a name that you very well need no introduction to. The Michael Jordan of Michael Jordan. You say a name like Michael Jordan, everyone knows who that is. LeBron James, everyone knows who that is. For baseball, the Sultan of SWAT, the Babe, the great Bambino, the Babe, Sultan of SWAT, legend, Babe Ruth. Going to visit the grave of Babe Ruth. And Babe Ruth really took the sport of baseball and just put it on his back. And there have been, so much so that there have been many movies directed towards the Babe. Sandlot comes to mind. The Natural. All these movies were inspired, safe to say, in one way, shape, or form, by Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth was born in 1895 and died in 1948. He was just 53 years old. Babe Ruth is buried actually in section 25, kind of up on the hill here, if that helps you. It's actually plot 1115. Not too far away from him, coincidentally, is Billy Martin. If you're a Yankee fan, Billy Martin fired and rehired 5 times. But Babe Ruth, he was a charter member to the Hall of Fame. He hit 60 homers, still the record for a 154 game season. Ruth began his major league career with the Red Sox in 1915 as a pitcher. In 1919, pitcher outfielder Ruth hit 29 home runs. By 1920, he was now a full-time outfielder with the New York Yankees. His hitting with a heavy 52-ounce bat produced home runs at a record pace. From 54 in his first Yankee season in 1921 to the record 60 home runs in 1927. He won 7 World Series championships. 3 of them with the Boston Red Sox, 4 of them with the Yankees. There's popular belief that Babe Ruth was an orphan. It's not true. Ruth was born in the Camden Yards section of Baltimore, Maryland. The site today is occupied by the new ballpark of the Orioles, Camden Yards. At age 7, he was literally given away to St. Mary's Industry School for the boys in custody, was signed over to the operators of the facility, the Zavarian brothers. The Zavarian brothers was a Catholic order of the Jesuits. The reason given was because of his behavior. Given up on Babe Ruth. In 1946, he was diagnosed with throat cancer. Surgery and radiation treatments proved ineffective. He lost his battle for life. For 2 days, his body lay in state at the main entrance to Yankee Stadium. Hundreds of thousands of people stood in line and paid their respects. Ruth's funeral was conducted at St. Pat's Cathedral in Manhattan. And he's been interred here at Gate of Heaven Cemetery. Next to him is his second wife, Claire Ruth. Who died in 1976. Just look at, it's a man that really he needs no introduction. You know, the Superman of baseball, the innovator, put baseball on the map. Babe Ruth. So there's a little note here. Hi, my name is Jake, and I'm 9 years old. I thought you would be interested in knowing this is the year 2020 and we are in a world pandemic. There is a horrible virus, the COVID-19 virus, that is very scary and killing people. We have to stay in our houses. The canceled baseball, the Yankees home opener, was canceled and it was supposed to be yesterday. We have no baseball to watch on TV. Would you ever imagine this would happen? The sport you loved is canceled for the spring and maybe summer. We all have kept praying for this to end. My family loves the Yankees. My papa worked at the Polo Grounds when he was young. Maybe you have met him in heaven. His name was Ed Cruzan, and he was born in the Bronx. He loved the Yankees, and he loved watching you play. We hope this virus ends soon. From South Egan, Illinois. May the divine spirit that animated Babe Ruth to win the crucial game of life inspire the youth of America. Cardinal Spellman. Babe Ruth, if you're not familiar with him, be hitting monster moonshots everywhere. "22-year career. Bambino, Sultan of SWAT." Now, If he wasn't a hitter, I'd probably tell you that this guy could have probably pulled it off as a pitcher as well, which was something, was a sight to be seen as well. Again, Hall of Famer, one of his first 5 inductees. So, just to put everything into perspective for you guys, 342 average, 2873 hits, 714 home runs, 2213 runs batted in, 94 and 46 win-loss record, earned run average 228. 7-time World Series champ, 1915, 1916, 1918, 23, 27, 28, and 32. 12-time AL home run leader, 6-time AL RBI leader, AL ERA leader, Major League Baseball All-Century Team, Major League Baseball All-Time Team. First ballot Hall of Famer, no kidding, 95% of the vote. He was probably, if you think about it, even too, is probably really the first star, the first like major public adulation. You know, back then, you know, baseball was known for, I think if you thought of baseball before Babe Ruth, you probably thought of, you know, guys like Shoeless Joe Jackson, Ty Cobb. And they didn't have the best of relationship, you know, with the fans by any stretch of the imagination. Cobb's case, you know, incidents, you know, he had incidents sometimes marked by violence. You know, in 1918, right, similar to how young Jake wrote a letter about the pandemic. At that point, in 1918, you had the flu pandemic, and the country needed something to kind of get their mind off of the situation. You know, think of something else. And what this man displayed was the distraction that the country needed at the time. Like a real larger-than-life character. I believe Babe Ruth did have two children. One recently died, I believe, just about 5 years ago, 93, 94 years old. In that time, there was really, just to give you a magnitude, there was no one as popular as far as sports-wise in that time. The only ones that really around that time when Babe Ruth was around that came close was probably Jack Dempsey and a horse by the name of Man-O-War. Real legend. This is the same type of letter that I read on the other side. Legend. And that's the problem, you know, with baseball now. days. I don't think they really market it as well, where there is no sports athlete that really transcends as much as Babe Ruth did for baseball. I mean, who? Maybe Mike Trout for baseball. But even guaranteed, if you've seen Mike Trout walking down the road here, he would look like any Joe Schmo. No one would know who he is because baseball doesn't. He's not marketed. They don't market their players, and that's the problem. Where you don't see many. You don't see many baseball fields, kids playing baseball. It's all basketball and anything but baseball, I tell you. And I don't know how you would solve that problem, but it is a problem. The grave of the Sultan of Swat, the great Babe Ruth.
Babe's number one, there's no question.
He was one of the very greatest hitters ever.
The 1932 series is Babe's last, yet it produces his greatest moment.
Babe Ruth in 1932 either did
Or did not.
called his shot off Charlie Root.
Yeah. Oh, what a moment.
I'll never forget it. Was a tough series. Both clubs riding each other, doing everything to get each other's goats. Well, at this one particular time when I went to bat, Charlie Root was pitching.
The yelling from the Cub dugout was positively sulphurous, as well as from the fans. They were in on this. This was a Chicago crowd, and they were throwing things and yelling. And Ruth was standing in the batter's box, yelling back at them between pitches.
And the first pitch ball was a called strike. Well, I thought it was outside and didn't like it very much.
More yelling, back and forth. Strike two, more yelling.
Well, I didn't like that one either, so I let it go by. Well, I stepped out of the box, and by that time they were over there going crazy.
The volume coming from the stands was so loud that some of the Cub players were running out of the dugout and cupping their hands around their mouths to make sure Ruth heard them. And then he makes his famous gesture.
Well, I looked down at center field, and I pointed. I said, I'm going to hit the next pitch ball right past the flagpole. Well, good Lord, it must have been with him.